everyone. If you could try to use the group chat, that would be great. I want to make sure it's working. All right, let's see. Type things. That's good news. Okay, there's 9 of you in here right now. Is anyone able to use the chat? Oh, now there's only 8 people. Must not be working for them. This isn't working the way it's supposed to. Love that. Okay. Anything working for anyone here? I'll tell you what. If it's not working for you, or if you can't use the chat function, I need you to, like, go on and tell me that. Utilizing, I don't know, YouTube, or not YouTube. I don't know what to tell you to use, honestly. Never done this before. Okay, let's see. How can I make this work? Ooh, there's 10 people. Is anyone able to use the chat function? You should be able to see it, I would think. Now you're going to start seeing my face. Hello. Isn't that wonderful? So great. Okay. That part I got figured out. How do we make it so that you see my screen? We go here, and then we go here, and then we go here. Boom. Now you're seeing my screen. Also, I am bad at typing. All right. Comment on Google Classroom if it's not working. How about that? That'll work. Yeah. Okay. Want to get this going correctly before I go live for real and post things on, like, all the social medias and such. Okay, let's see. Samuel Hurd commented, can you not see the chat? No, I cannot see the chat. That's not good. I can type in the chat, but I don't see anything. This is going really super well, you guys. It's working. It's working for me. Everyone says it's working. Wow. Love that. Can you not see our comments on the chat? No, people are chatting. Apparently you can't see. This is good. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're troubleshooting, okay? I spent the last, I don't know, couple of hours trying to get this going, and now it's working, except I can't see what you're saying. That's not good. Okay, what do you see when I do that? Do you see my classroom page? Yeah. Okay, look at that. Okay, awesome. So, I wonder if you guys are actually here. Ah, oh boy, I see it now, you guys. Oh man, there's massive lag. Okay, I need to pop this chat out. Here's how we do it. Love that. All right, I'm watching you, and now you're watching me watching you. It's super good. Okay, cool. This is noise. All right, Google Hangouts. Wow, Google Hangouts is confused. Okay, here, are we back? Okay, now we're back. Where's the pop out part of the chat, though? Bring that back on the top there. Yeah, you want to see my dog. Gotcha. Okay. Hold on a second. We're working here, all right? Oh, where'd the chat go? Oh, there it is. Okay, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? We got 9 people. Are you 9 people ready for some homework help? Yay, dogs. What, you can... I'm not giving you the answers. I'm going to tell your mom, Steven. Ooh, I can put you in timeout and stuff. Look at that. Okay. Oh, cold. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Okay. It's freezing outside. Yeah. Good. Okay. Nice. Love that. All right. Okay. So I've defined what I'm going to do. Now, I do need to share the link to this video with a couple more screens. So, okay, I get it. You want to see my dogs. Yep. Okay, let's get you guys on dog cam really quick. Oh boy. It's me, your educator. How are you doing? All right, you ready? We're going to have to unplug some stuff maybe to show you my dogs, but we'll try it. Okay. This is a Chauncey. He is a dog. Say hello, Chauncey. Wonderful. Love that. Okay. Down here. That one is Neville. He's a dog too. Yep. They're having a great cold day. We just went outside, and both of my dogs got salt between their toes, and we came right back inside because that's miserable, and nobody wants that. Okay, good. That was really fun. I'm glad we did that. Cool. And we're back. Nah, he's not chewing on the cord, but he's chewing on something near the cord. You also got to see that I'm having some soybeans for lunch. It's pretty swell. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna write this in the chat, but I'm gonna send this link to Instagram and Twitter so we can, raise our viewership and all that jazz. Mrs. Baumann's not home. She's at work. That's what adults do. They go to work. But, yeah. Okay, good times. Here we go. Look at all these people. We are chatting. Yeah, I see it. Tell her I said hi. Okay, I'll try. Yep, Mrs. Baumann's at work, you guys. Love that. Okay, let's get this link to the rest of the world so that we can get started. I'm going to start actually answering your questions as soon as you guys start asking them. So that's going to help you. Yeah, let me get the link. There it is. And now I just want to copy this. Oh, come on. Okay, screenshot. Boom. Just once. Select, copy to the gram. All right, here we go. I'm going to post this. Can I make a Twitch account? No. Is the world flat? No, it's not. Yeah. Are you guys going to talk to me about your homework or what? Indubitably is not used correctly in that sentence. Good game. Oh, you just wanted to see my dogs. Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty cool. There we go. All right, the whole world now knows that we are available, so give me the answers. Not going to do it. I'll show you some things if you want. I just thought it would be a good idea to do this to help you. A lot of you guys, said you wanted some help, so here's your chat. I'm going to get rid of the chat here. We're going to look at the chat there. Okay. You don't go there anymore. Okay, cool. I don't know the type of rock for the Caledonian Mountains. Okay. Cool. I'm going to keep eating. All right, Lauren, let's go find the Caledonian Mountains, shall we? Okay, here we go. I'm going to take you to that. One of these 9,000 tabs is it. It's this one. All right. So here we are in Google Classroom. I'm going to go to the stream. I don't know where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to the classwork. I'm going to pull up your Wegener's evidence paper. I'm going to make a copy of it for myself. All right, sweet. Here we are, right? This is the document that you're on. You said Caledonian Mountains. Let's go. Okay, so, okay, cool. What are the rock types for the Caledonian Mountains? I'm going to first click this link right here. Hopefully you saw what I did. Yep, the nameless mountain range. It is technically not called the Caledonian Mountains. It's just in that area, so that's what we call it. It'll be good. Okay. How do you know what climate an animal used to live in? I'll do that one in a second. Are this all the puzzles never come? Okay, we'll do those. We'll do those three questions. So I'm going to do this one about the Caledonian Mountains first, okay? And we'll come back to those ones. Okay. Okay, so the nameless mountain range. The mountains in Norway and Sweden are one out of two mountain ranges in the world without a proper name. Okay, so as you read through this whole thing, okay, there's some stuff in here. It tells you, okay, blah, 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 no one cares. In addition, there used to be confusion in the relationship between the current mountains and the 410-year-old Caledonian mountain range, which rocks are found in the very same mountains. Thus, some called it the Caledonian range. How about that? Okay, so this is what we care about. We care about this 410 million years ago. That's the age of those rocks. Let's see. The rocks were deformed during the orogeny. Orogeny is when mountains get made. That's what it's called. Like it's a mountain building event, an orogeny. Okay, this page is not going to tell us what you asked. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and we are going to look for mountain chain and location. We're going to go here, see if we can find it here. Okay, so this is the second one, so it means it'll be below anything about the Appalachians. So the Scottish Highlands, the Caledonian Mountains, we are going to go and we're going to go looking for that. So Appalachians. Okay, here's the Scottish Highlands, and here is the map showing what it kind of looks like. So these red areas are areas of higher elevation. You can see that this key here says that there's some gray and some white. If you get really detailed in there, like right here, there's some really high regions. So these are the mountains that make up what's called the Scottish Highlands or the Caledonian Mountains. You can call it the same thing. So Scotland is technically this section here, and this is Northern Ireland, and down here you have, this is Wales, and this is where like Great Britain itself is. So if you look closely, that's London. Little geography lesson for you. Similarly, here's another line of mountains in Norway and Sweden, which is just to the east of the Scottish Highlands. So if you were to go a little bit farther to the east, where my cursor is over here, you would see that. Okay. Let's see. That is all it tells you, which is really cool. Awesome. All right, so that information is missing so far. Let's see if that information is present in the Geology of Scotland page. Shall we? Okay. Highlands and islands. There we go. That's the stuff we care about right there. That's the stuff. We're going to look for the information that we want right in here. Okay? So let's see if we can find something about the type of rocks that are in there. The area consists of these counties, blah, blah, blah. Nope, I didn't see it in there. Let's go back to the Geology of Scotland and see if we can find it. Oh, here we go. The existing bedrock includes ancient Archean gneiss metamorphic beds interspersed with granite intrusions created during the Caledonian mountain building period. Boom, done. That's it. That's all you need. Gneiss is a metamorphic rock. Okay, and granite is an igneous rock. Look, there's an example of intrusive granite. You remember that picture that I showed you in class a couple days ago? That's Devil's Tower. Okay, so let's go back to your questions and see which one I should answer next. Can you make me a mod? No, I honestly wouldn't even know how. Plus, you know, it appears that you're here just to make the jokes. Okay, next question, Viv's question. How do you know what climate an animal used to live in? Great question. They are really different climates, which is why it's interesting. So here we go. Back to the old document. We can get rid of this crap. Don't need that anymore. You're at too. Don't need that anymore either. Okay, here we are. So let's talk about your boy Mesosaurus. Okay, that's this guy right here. Right? So look at the pictures. Mesosaurus kind of looks like it probably swam. Kind of looks like an alligator or a crocodile, right? So when you go to Mesosaurus, we found it in Africa and South America. That's where we have found the fossils. Okay? That's where the fossils are found for Mesosaurus. Okay? So fossils. Let me change colors so you can see what I'm doing. All right, let's get red up in here. Oh, I just changed the outline to red. That was really smart. Good work, genius. Here we go, red. Okay, fossils found in South America and Southern Africa. Okay, so what would this animal have been like? This is the most important section for you trying to figure out this climate one, right? So let's turn our text red again, and I'll tell you some stories here. So Mesosaurus. Similar to modern I don't know how to spell alligator, I'm sorry. Huh, that must be right. I'm going to put alligator / croc. Crikey, mate. Okay. Similar to the modern alligator or crocodile. Let's see. It was, I don't know, I forget what it was, like 3 meters long. Long, flat head with sharp teeth, long tail, webbed feet. So it probably swam, right? So when we're looking at the climate and the biome that this thing would have used to live in, you can go and you can look for Mesosaurus here, right? Okay, the Mesosaurus was long thought to have been one of the first marine reptiles, although new data suggests that at least those of Uruguay inhabited a hypersaline water body rather than a typical marine climate. So that tells us a little bit, okay? So we know that marine reptiles would be things that live in the ocean, okay? Hypersaline means, or hypersaline, saline is like salt. Hyper means lots, so lots of salt in the water, I guess. So rather than a typical marine environment. So according to this, it says many adaptations to a fully aquatic lifestyle. So that means that it probably would have lived mostly in the water, if not completely in the water, all the time. Okay, so we know this thing needs to be near water. Here it describes all the stuff we just talked about: long skull, long teeth, okay, angled outwards, blah, blah, blah. So paleobiology, you can look here. One of the first reptiles known to have returned to water after early tetrapods came to land. So this is probably a water creature. It probably liked to be in the water. The thing is, and you're going to keep going down through here to read more about it. So it's like the modern crocodile. Okay, the teeth were originally thought to be filter feeding off of plankton. Okay, that was an assumption based on the teeth. But recently we've decided that maybe they ate small prey. Okay, things like crustaceans and such. It looks to me like it would have reached neutral buoyancy in the upper top, like the upper part. So neutral buoyancy means it can float. Okay, so that's nice. So right, like here it says, many features suggest a wholly aquatic lifestyle. So we basically know this thing would have needed to live in water. Okay, specifically, it could have survived. Salt water is okay. Okay, so we know those things. We know that that it eats stuff that's under the water based on this information, right? So you can keep reading if you want. It's not going to tell you too much, really. So here we're talking about the vertebra, which is the backbone. Okay, so it suggests that it may have been fully aquatic. Adult animals would have spent some time on the land. Okay, so a lot like a crocodile, right? So what do we know about that? We know that the adult croc likes it warm and humid is preferred, right? Now, why is that? The croc, just like the Mesosaurus, would have been a reptile. Reptiles need that warm. Okay, they can't really survive in cold. It's not really their jam. Okay, so that's the biome it would have liked, and I just did all of that based on what I could find, right? So it's not probably perfect. I don't know if that makes any sense. Oh yeah, my dog sneezed. Yep. Yeah, the Scotland and the Caledonian Mountains are made of the same thing. Yes, that's the reason that they're combined. The idea is that they are made from the same thing. Yes. Okay. So that took care of most of those. Let me know if you need more information on that. But we'll go and we'll answer the salt one now. So Sam asked about the salt. Yeah. Yeah, when you are done, you should live stream video games. Probably not gonna. Yeah, probably not gonna. Salt with potassium instead of sodium. So you know that salt is NaCl, right? Potash is just KCl, potassium salt instead of sodium salt. That's a little note for you, super smart folks. So let's take a look here at this global salt deposits map. Here's some information about how salt forms. Here's where you can find salt. Most of it is potash, but you can find rock salt also. And then there's saline solution, which is just really salty water, basically. Okay, so if you look at the old map here, yeah, salt's found freaking everywhere, okay? Now, the thing you want to think about, though, is you want to look at a couple of these specifically. So you might say, like, okay, around Lake Erie, that's a place where there is salt. Okay? Okay, middle of Russia, that's a place where there is salt. Okay, down here in, dang, that's a bad location for me to choose. It looks like southeastern China, possibly some of the formerly Chinese nations. Also Europe, right? So, like, I mean, really, you can pick any of these places. What I'm looking for you to do is go in and say, okay, the climate in these locations now is X, but salt needs to form in Y conditions, right? So very few of these places are actually places where salt can be forming now. For example, let's talk about this area around the lakes. So around the Great Lakes, we'll call it around Lake Erie. So the city of Detroit happens to have a really massive salt operation. You guys know Morton Salt. That's like the one with the little girl on the front. It'd be from here. All right, so what am I going to tell you about salt? Ooh, salt needs what conditions to form under? Let's take a look. All right, so underground deposits of solid rock salt are also marine origin. They are formed in almost all geological systems in the Earth's history. The oldest known salt deposits are from the Amadeus Basin in Australia. blah, 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 right? So you can read all of this, and it'll tell you some things. You can also start up here, okay? So salt means this. There's lots of different types of salt. There's evaporated salt, there's rock salt, there's table salt, soil salt, sea salt, blah, blah. There's different ways to produce salt, okay? The basic idea is that salt's an evaporite. So you get this kind of like area where all your stuff is hanging out in this like kind of trapped environment. Stuff gets evaporated, the water ends up leaving, and what's it leave behind? It leaves behind all the salt that was in the water. So if you have a glass of salt water and leave it laying out in the sun, you should have a pile of salt once the water all evaporates. So this tends to happen in coastal areas where there are shallow seas, where it's, you know, warm enough or there's enough sunlight to evaporate the water, right? Let's go look at the weather in Detroit for today, shall we? Let's just look at the climate in Detroit, Michigan, shall we? Okay, so here are your average, here's your average weather, right? Cold. Okay, also not terribly warm. Okay, getting a little bit better. And then, oh, look at that. It's going to like rain and stuff, okay? So, you know, this is in the cold season, obviously, but like in the summertime, it's very similar to what it's like here in Ohio, okay? So there you have a whole year round. So that's basically similar weather to Ohio. I would say, you know, on average 5 to 10 degrees cooler just because it's farther north. So, you know, not a good place for a lot of warm weather. They don't get a lot of sunlight. You're not getting a ton of evaporation. Also, the Great Lakes aren't salty. They're freshwater. So there's no salt water to evaporate there. So the climate and the location of Detroit, Michigan right now isn't conducive to salt. But yet there's salt there. So like, riddle me how that happened, right? So that's kind of the idea, right? So for here, you can put lots of stuff. Don't actually write lots of stuff, but like you can write many, many different things, right? So you could describe climate in Michigan, or any of the places that you see have salt. Wow, good typing on the map. Wonderful, love it. All right, let's see what the next question is. Here we go. Scotland Caledonia Mountains, answered that. When you're done, you should live stream. Okay, Frisbee Club is still a thing at Jackson. Sure, yeah, Frisbee Club's still a thing in Jackson or at Jackson. Yep, it's dormant right now because I don't know if you know this, but it's negative like 7 degrees. So, yeah, we're gonna have it back probably in springtime. Can I help? So salt is NaCl. Yes. Okay. Let me be more clear. To be clear, table salt, the stuff on your food, is NaCl. However, salts are technically many things. KCl is also a salt. Basically, that is what I said. I'm just answering the question because it was asked. Anything from the left, like the far left column of the periodic table, and anything from the second to the right column combine to make a salt. I use the interwebs to show you what I mean. List of salts. Okay. An example of salts. I'm not talking about what happens when you guys are, you know, killed by noobs in video games. Okay? That's just you being salty. Har har. Okay. Sodium chloride. That's literally NaCl. Ammonium dichlorate. Oh man, that's a complicated one. You guys know what ammonia is? It's NH3, and chloride is Cl, and two of them would be Cl2. So Na3Cl2, magnesium sulfate. Magnesium is Mg, sulfur is S. Sodium bicarbonate, also called baking soda, is technically also a type of a salt. Love that. Okay, so yeah, we can keep going. But you'll learn that in chemistry class from a chemistry teacher. You know, so fun times. Okay, let's talk about San Francisco. Boy, I don't know if that's how it's spelled. Let's go find it, shall we? You'd think that since it's got Francisco in it, and it's almost San Francisco, that has something to do with California, but it has nothing to do with California at all. Isn't that fun? Okay, here we go. Oh boy. Here we go. Mineral deposits. Nope, we're looking at São Francisco Craton / Brazilian Highlands. Okay, so see a link at the top, mountain chain and locations, right? Location in the space. Okay, here we go. Scroll until we find it, and everything we need is down in here. Okay, here we go. The São Francisco Craton. Cratons are a large rock formation made up of mostly cooled volcanic rock and sedimentary rock with areas of metamorphic. So, big pile of igneous rock, basically. Okay? Of course, there are other types of rock around it. That's what a craton is. So, the São Francisco Craton is ancient. It's the eastern part of South America. You can see outcrops of it in Brazil. And these are some states in Brazil, some parts of Brazil, which Brazil is really, really big. So here's Brazil, okay? So the São Francisco Craton is like basically these higher parts over here. This is the, what I call Brazilian highlands over here, okay? That's what I'm asking you to look for. It is very similar to this Congo Craton. There's a reason why I'm having you look this information up. Okay, so the São Francisco Craton, what types of rocks do you find here? It's going to be mostly igneous with some others, but that's good enough for that, okay? And then the age, you're going to have to find this. Smiley face, okay. Where are you going to find it? Probably right up in here. Oh, look, I don't want to have to do all the work for you, but like it's right there. You see it? Okay, cool. Nailed that. The Congo Craton. Very similar. If you read this part, you'll see that, oh, look at that. Similar age formation. How about that? Oh, interesting. All these cratons are bounded by younger fold belts. Interesting. So this is a picture of the Brazilian part on the right side of South America. And then down here is a different picture. So there's the Brazilian highlands. Okay. And then here's some more pictures of it. Where's my Congo Craton? Here it is. The Congo Craton's this bad boy down here. Okay. It's raised up a little bit. This darker orange is raised up. The idea is that if you take the Brazilian highlands and the Congo Craton and you push them together, they kind of like match up a bit. Just like when you take, let me just show you what I mean. Appalachian mountains line up with Scottish highlands. To the Google. Let's see if this all works out the way I intended to. Okay. Yeah, basically what I'm getting at is this stuff right here. So let me bust this open, show you what I mean. All right. Oh boy, this is going to be hard to read. Okay, do you see this line right here? That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. Okay, these are your mountain ranges, and you see this little brown little mess right here. Okay, so this is your Appalachian stuff. Okay, your Appalachian mountains and your Scottish highlands, and then down here you see this raised up area. This desert area and stuff, right? So if this is South America over here and over here's Africa, then there's a mountain range or a raised up section where these two things are kind of like mushed together. And then when they split apart, that gets separated by an ocean. That's not a great picture. But yeah, so this one tells you the same idea. And then, you know, you can keep looking and you can kind of see what I'm getting at here. If you go and dig around a bit, it'll show up. I know that was quick. I know it wasn't super awesome, but that's what I've got for you on that one. Okay. So let's see. Can you help me with glacial deposits? I guess. Sure. Let's do it. Glacial deposits. Let's see how we're doing. We've got 12 viewers. Wow. I guess you can say I'm kind of a huge deal. 12 whole people are watching. All right, let's see. Glacial deposits, right? So the idea is that like you can mark these things on your map with these things, but you don't need to because we don't have a map yet. I might give you one later. Okay, so if we go to the Google Doc here, all about glaciers, you guys know that most of this stuff already. Hey, there's a guy looking at it. Hey, it's Sam. Okay, so where the white marks are with the red arrows, the white marks, okay, everything that's covered in white was once glaciated. What's missing from this picture is Antarctica, which was obviously glaciated as well. The arrows are showing the direction that the glaciers pushed towards, okay? So those arrows are like the directions you can see the glacier would have been moving in. It makes a little bit more sense if you were to slide all these together. I hope I have that picture on here somewhere. Doesn't appear that I do. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. The glaciation of Pangaea. Okay, I'm trying to kind of get at this idea. So all these things were once like slam bang together, covered in this glacier in this cold place. So this would have been, in the South Pole area. Look, the South Pole is actually like in South Africa. Pretty neat, because now South Africa is pretty, warm. So if you look at this picture here, you can kind of see what I'm getting at here. As these plates started moving away, or these continents started pushing away, rather, you get this kind of pushing outward, okay? And what do these lines mean? How do we find these lines? If you actually go to these places and look where you've got the evidence of the glaciers, you see these striations or these lines, these carved out sections. And I can show you what that looks like with, whoops, I spelled that wrong, but close enough. Okay, the glacial grooves on Kelly's Island. Oh boy, I don't want to see that. In Ohio, actually, are good. What would have looked like? Okay. All right, see that? So, well, I gotta make it really big for you. Boom. And I'm gonna make it really grainy. So these are big kind of sliding areas where you would have had the glacier pushing through the rock, literally carving it up. Okay, so you see those types of things at those other places around the world, at these places, and you can kind of tell which direction it was that the glacier was moving in. Okay, so that's how you can tell that that stuff is all going together. So what you actually need to write for glacial deposits, well, locations. Where did you see them? You can. I think this is pretty obvious. And then over here, you know how glaciers form. Earlier in my class. And what's the climate currently like there? Describe 2 to 3 of those places. So that's South America, South Africa, Australia, India, and Antarctica. Antarctica. Okay. Now, if it were me, I would say something like this. India, and the place where the glacier grooves are, is tropical. It's a subtropical environment. There's like rainforest. It rains a bunch. There's lots of water. It's very humid. It's very warm. Antarctica is currently an ice sheet. It's covered in ice. How about that? Southern Africa is also quite warm. It's not quite tropical. It's a little bit warmer. It experiences weather like you would maybe experience in, around maybe South Carolina or Georgia type of place. Australia, obviously, right now it's their summer. I don't know, guys, if you guys saw this or not, but it was recently like 105 degrees for multiple days, and like that's super dangerous. Classic Australia. Also, everything there wants to kill you. Fun fact. So yeah, I mean, you can describe it that way. You know what I'm trying to get at? So that's the stuff I'm looking to get to you, and yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else for you on that one. So let's see what else is in the chat. Nothing else. Neato. I'm going to put a question in the chat. Does anyone have other questions? Oh, I dropped something. That was going to clean it up for me. No, we good? Fine. Let me go to my email where someone's been emailing me about this project. What? I don't know what to put for the locations for the glacial deposits. All right, let's look at the picture again, and then you'll see it. Do you see these white marks here? That's where the glaciers are at. So when you're putting for the locations, you probably put like southeastern South America. This is most of southern Africa. This is pretty much all of India, and that is the southern 3/4 of Australia. That's also Madagascar. And if you wanted to slap Antarctica in there, you could. Just it's not in this picture because people don't consider Antarctica a lot because we don't live there. Nailed it. Okay. Caitlin would like to know about the gypsum deposits. Okay, sure, we can do that. Hold on one second. I have to reply to some nonsense in my email, and then I'll talk to you about the gypsum deposit. It'll be like 30 seconds or so. Okay. Nice. Done. Sent. Sorry, I was just explaining my joke to someone. Okay, so the gypsum deposits. Okay, here we go. Let's hit that one really quick. So I don't know if you guys know this or not. Gypsum is also an evaporite. Let me pull that up. So here we are. We can. I mean, what do you want to know about the gypsum deposits? I guess. Like, what's your question about that? I should have asked that while I was sitting here not doing anything. But what's your question specifically? Boom. Lunch over. Great job. Hello. Hello. Is the red where the deposits are for gypsum? Let's go look. Here we go. All right, gypsum deposits map. Boom, clicked. All right. Oh yeah. So this map sucks. Here's why. Basically, everything that's in red is where you can find gypsum in some amount. What amount? I don't know, and neither do they because it didn't tell us. However, so this map shows the major gypsum producing countries. So these are all countries that produce gypsum. Okay. So the place that produces the most gypsum is China. The place that produced the second most gypsum is Iran, and then Spain, which is interesting because Spain is tiny. Look at Spain. That's Spain, and that's Iran. And, this is China. It's huge. Okay. Then look, there's us, the US. We have 9,400 metric tons, which is pretty sweet. This video is really frustrating me. Make it go away. There it goes. All right. Hey, I know that guy. That's funny. Okay. So anyway, United States, 9,400 metric tons, right? So maybe you want to know, where does gypsum get produced in the United States? Okay, so here's a bunch of stuff about gypsum. It'll tell you a little bit about how it's made, or not how it's made, but how it gets to be there and things like that, right? Here's that same data that we were looking at before. Now, if you actually want to know where is gypsum found, you can do something like this. Where is gypsum found in the U.S.? All right. So, yeah, this is good. Gypsum rock is found throughout the world. Deposits in North America run from Baja, Mexico through Utah, and from southwestern Texas to the Niagara River in New York State. So that's really helpful. This is the Michigan Formation. It produces gypsum as well. Okay, this is much better. So if we look at this USGS map, that's going to give us more information to what we need. Oh boy. Okay. So you see these dashed lines here? These are things that have evaporate rocks, things like salt and gypsum. So your major salt and gypsum deposits, they form in really similar environments, or really similar conditions. So you can see these are the areas of the United States that have major gypsum deposits. So if I were you, I'd say something like Utah, okay? Because here it is, and look at all that gypsum, right? It's in like major sections, okay? So, Wyoming's good, Utah's good, Colorado's good, North and South Dakota, Montana, big gypsum places, okay? Now, if you go and look up how gypsum forms, these places aren't super good for gypsum to form now. Now in Utah, you can still actually get gypsum to form, but a lot of that is being done with man-made stuff because basically you just need it to be hot. You need there to be, like this. You need there to be like water chilling, and then, the water gets evaporated. That can happen in the desert. The desert's a good place for gypsum to be produced, but places like Montana are not great places for gypsum now. But we have a bunch of it there because of the past climates and the past environments that it was under. Okay. So is gypsum the best thing on this page? Probably not, but it is one of the evaporites. And evaporite minerals are one of the reasons that we can kind of talk about how this stuff is moved around over time. Hopefully you found that informative. Okay, hopefully I answered your question about that. Caitlin, I can't find where it is and isn't located on the map, but I can't find specific types of rock. Well, so gypsum's not a specific. Gypsum is a mineral, so it's not a type of rock. But yeah, on that map, you're not going to find what you were just looking for. But if you Google it, like I just did a second ago, you'll find exactly what you are looking for. So if you look for a map of gypsum deposits in the United States, you'll find it. Why is there one white country in South America, south of Brazil, that has none? You know, I didn't think to look at that, but I will go look at it now. Down here? I don't know. Maybe because they don't export. Could be that. You'll also see that there's a really thin country over here that also doesn't produce any gypsum. Fun fact. So, maybe they don't export it. Hard to say. This, again, like I said, this map, not great, but it gives you the general idea. Okay, so gypsum can generally be found in a lot of places. It's a little bit less difficult to form than something like salt. But like I said before, and I'll show you again, I can't spell today. Map of gypsum deposits in the U.S. is probably where you really want to go if you're really digging into this. So let's see if I can find that one again. If not, that's okay. We'll just go with, yep, that's the one. Okay, so we can blow this bad boy up. Okay, and that's going to tell you evaporate rock, salt, gypsum. So these dashed lines. So at Caitlin, this will help you. Okay, let's answer this other question that I saw on here. Open up the chat. I did not say how it forms gypsum. Do we need to do anything with the maps we worked on Tuesday? No. Matthew's class, first period does not have anything to do with those maps. We'll talk about that on the next school day. Everyone else needs to answer the questions. The map they made. So yeah, I didn't repeat how it forms because you can find it. I'll click on that link just to double check that it works, and if it's really not showing you what I want, then we'll talk. Okay, so gypsum. Yeah, it occurs as crystals or as deposits in beds. So here's some layers of sedimentary rock. One of these layers could be gypsum. Okay, so after you go into this IKEA video, elements that form gypsum, here's what it's made from, when was it formed, here is probably what you want to actually dig into here if you want to look and see. Okay, so where does it form? Here's some places. What causes it to form? Okay, yeah, this has got everything you need. You're good. All right, I saw another question. Let's dig that one up. Ooh, you can't look at that. Okay. Where's the Congo craton located and what is it made of? Wouldn't be surprised if we are off again. However, I'm going to assume we have school bill told otherwise. I need to answer this question about the Congo craton that was asked by Caitlin. I can't find where it's, oh, wait, by Lauren, sorry. Where is the Congo craton located and what is it made of? All right, I think I answered this one already, but I'll go back. Congo craton, West African highlands. So the Congo craton and the West African highlands are the same thing. Okay, so here's what it says. You'll have to look up the southwestern African highlands on Google Maps if you actually want to find its specific location. So here we go. Maps.google.com. What did I say? Southwestern African highlands. Oh boy. Well, that worked last year. Why isn't it working this year? All right, well, I'll just show it to you since like we're chilling here. All right, so Southwestern African highlands is this region here. So if you wanted to put some country names on it, you could say Gabon, you say Democratic Republic of the Congo, Angola, Namibia, Botswana, Zambia. That's probably as far as I would go. I probably wouldn't go any further over, and I probably wouldn't go any further north. You could maybe slap Cameroon in there if you wanted to, or Equatorial Guinea. If you get really deep in here, so Africa's really complicated. There's lots of weird political stuff going on. So these countries have, lots of different names and things are changing. So like you have the Democratic Republic of Congo and you have the Republic of the Congo. It was all once called Congo. It's very, very confusing. So anyway, and then there's this Central African Republic, which is pretty new. Like these countries are pretty new. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, these are the places where I would say you're looking. Sorry, hit the microphone there. And if we look at the satellite, you can kind of see if they get rid of this. You can kind of see where some of the highlands are. So generally speaking, where there are mountains or there are higher elevation places, you see lots of streams. So this is an area that's part of those highlands in Angola. So really, you could just pretty much say Angola if you wanted to say that. So you can kind of see the elevation here is a little bit higher as well. And then it kind of gets really forested in this region, which shouldn't be surprising to you because, oh boy, sorry. I need to go back to regular mode. We are quite close to the equator. How about that? So you know where there's another rainforest? You see this dark green area? That's one of them. Now what's interesting is massive desert, right? Also desert. And then like, boom, it's green, it's awesome, it's wet, there's life. And then it's like, go here to die. So the world's an interesting place, you know. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me go back to your question and see if I can answer it in more detail. Okay, bye. See you later. All right, so can't find the rock types. Okay, let's see if we can find the rock types for that one. All right. Here's a hint, Lauren. The rock type should be the same as the rock types in here. In eastern Brazil. They should be the same rock types. Let me see if I included that information. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is a good example. The darker areas, this is the West African highlands. So you could say this section of southwestern Africa would do it for you. Yeah, so you know, I didn't really give you the information about the rock type here, so that's on me. But it is the same type of rocks that you'd see here. Okay, the idea is that they probably formed around the same time, caused by the same events. So you can call those rock types the same as each other. And you could literally write, which one's the rock type? So the location you'd put here, and then here you'd put the rock type. So same as SF and Brazilian highlands. And then here you would say the same thing. Okay, because the idea is that they're the same. I guess that's a slight oversight from me. Apologies. I'm going to have to tell everyone about that now when they get to class. But yeah, if you've got that information and you share it with people, then that'll help a boot. Let's see what else we got. Nothing else. Okay, we've only got 7 people left, so 5 people have either been bored or found this not helpful, and they're gone now. So is there any other stuff you guys want to ask me? Any other questions about this assignment? Things like that. Check my email. No, I'm not getting anything. Mine's not letting me watch. It says restricted. Oh, bummer. I hope that you... Oh, that's not great. Everyone else isn't restricted. Hopefully that worked out for you, person who just told me that. Sorry. Okay, so it looks like we're good. There's only 6 people left. Nobody's saying anything. I'll wait. Okay, so I'll wait 2 more minutes and sign off if no more questions. Okay, so right now it is 1:45. At 1:47, I'm out of here, unless you have a question. Okay, signing off unless there's a question. Cool. We're just chilling now. Just chilling, guys. We are chatting.
Seems like we're good. Is 147.
All right. Signing off, everyone. If you've got more questions, email me. Okay. Bye-bye.